Welcome back to KMM Tech. Today I want to talk to you about this app right here, this Noaa Weather Alerts. So about a couple months ago, I guess, there was a tornado that hit about 30 minutes north of me. And the way I have my rules set in my house is that if there is a weather alert, the lights in my bedroom flash, which almost always wakes me up. However, at this point, there was a tornado warning that did come into effect, and the lights did not wake me up. So I kind of panicked a little bit and then tried to come up with a solution. Of course, you can just go out and buy a weather radio, and that would solve the problem. But I wanted to integrate this into my Hubitat at some point in some way, and here's how I did it. So the first thing I did is inside of the forums. I'll put a link to this forum post in the description down below. But there is there's a guy named Aaron who developed this weather alert application, and it works really, really well. When you click on this, it takes you to this page, and you're going to click on the Noaa, and then there are instructions on how to install it from here. And so here's how I do it. There's a driver, and then there's the application itself. So you're going to go to the driver, and you're going to copy the raw part of the driver, and you go to driver's code here, and click on new driver, and you're going to copy and paste it in, and that's what this Noaa tile does. Okay, then you're going to go back to here, and you're going to go to the severe weather application. You're going to again click on the raw and copy and paste that into the new app here, and that's how I got the Noaa weather alerts. Once that is done, you then have to go in and install the actual application. So you go to apps, and up at the top, you're going to add a user app. And you'll see that I have two user apps, and that's that Noaa weather application that we just installed using that code before. So that's how that works. Once you have it installed, it will then appear in your app section. So if I scroll down, you'll see that there's the Noaa Weather Alerts app. So we'll click on that, and just to give you an idea of all of the customizations you can do a whole bunch. So you can send notifications to devices like your cell phone for pushover devices. You can use music speakers like Sonos. You can use Google Home, or you can use the Echo. Now, to do the Echo is a little bit more difficult than the Google Home and the Sonos stuff. With the Google Home, you'll need to have the Chromecast application installed. For Sonos, you need to have the Sonos application installed. The Amazon Echo is a little bit different. You actually have to have a server running locally on your machine that'll actually track the tokens that Amazon Echo uses. I'm not going to get into it. I actually haven't set it up yet. I'm moving all over to Google Home because it's just easier to do it that way. So what you have here is the speakers that are going to speak. Okay, and then make sure that you have whatever is checked. Now, one of the neat things that this thing does, unfortunately, it's not as reliable as I had hoped it was going to be. It seems to work well on the tests. However, when the actual alert goes, sometimes the alert starts and then the notification volume changes, and then it kind of does weird things. But it's enough to wake me up, and I can be okay with that. So what happens is that it's going to change the notification volume. So regardless of what you have your Google Home set to, if you put in the value of 100, it will boost it up to 100%. After the notification is done, it will restore it to 40%. Okay. Switch to turn on with alert. I leave that blank. It's an optional thing. Here's where the customization gets really kind of neat, because you can go in and you can check what sort of alerts you want, so you don't have to be alerted by some of the minor things like fog advisories and stuff like that, but you can do just the extreme alerts or the severe alerts, whatever you want to do. I have them all set for right now just to see how it works. These I just leave off. I changed the poll frequency. The poll frequency I think was 5 minutes. I changed it to a minute. I'll change it back to 5 minutes now, because 1 minute's a little crazy. So alert message instructions, so you can make your own alerts and then all sorts of things. I leave all this to set to the default. And then here is the dashboard tile. So I'm going to open up the dashboard just to show you. Open it up in a new tab, and we'll look at that in a second. And this is how the dashboard tile will reset. It refreshes after 30 minutes, kind of cool. So you can go through and you can do advanced things here. So you can watch for specific events. So here are all the different kinds of events that you can have. So I know there's a lot of weather radios out there that I have my friends, they set their weather radios to just the tornado watch and tornado warnings. That way it doesn't alert them for all of the smaller things. I leave it set to this, and you can certainly go through all of these and check which ones you want. And then you can even restrict it by a mode, which is kind of cool. So if you didn't want it to run like while you're not home, so it doesn't freak out your dogs or something, you could do that. So here's down here is just you can run a test. I find that the tests run with the volume all the time. They run perfectly with the test. But when the actual alert goes through, for whatever reason, the volume is kind of wonky and it doesn't work great all the time. I'm not quite sure why, but I know there's a couple updates that I have to go and run the updates. So hopefully that'll fix the issues. But yeah, that's it. So one of the things up at the top, I don't remember how to do it, but here are the instructions to install the dashboard tile. So basically you install the device driver, which I showed you how to do. You create a new virtual device and use the Noaa tile driver, and then start the new virtual device. So let's just jump over the dashboard really quickly. So I'll hop into my main dashboard here, and you'll see that over here, this alert here, this is the Noaa weather tile. If there were an alert, there would be an alert here. So this is like if you have a tablet hanging on your wall, you can have the alert displayed. I leave it here because I really don't use my dashboards all that often because so much of my house is completely automated. But it's nice to have it every once in a while. Sometimes my lights will flash and I don't know what the weather alert is yet. For whatever reason, I guess the radius on the weather alerts for my IFTTT script is a lot bigger than the radius on this application. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's something I set. Maybe I have the wrong thing set up in the other one. I don't remember. So yeah, that's it. That's how you do the Noaa weather alert. It does text to speech. It works really, really well, minus the volume issue, which is kind of, a little bit wonky here and there. But yeah, so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Put them in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you're notified when new videos come out. And we'll see you next time. See ya.